The desert wind carried the copper scent of blood long before the rancher ever saw the body. Eli Mercer tightened his grip on the reins as his horse snorted nervously. The sun was dropping behind the jagged cliffs of Red Butte, burning the sky orange and red, like the world was on fire. He had been riding home after selling his cattle in town, thinking only of the quiet night waiting for him. But the world had different plans. Near the old dried-up creek bed, Eli spotted someone, lying half-covered in dust. A figure. Hurt. Barely moving. Eli swung off his horse and rushed forward. It was a young Apache woman, her long raven black hair matted with sweat and sand. Her leg was twisted unnaturally, a deep gash tore through her side, and her breaths trembled like thin paper caught in the wind. She looked up at him through half-open eyes, her voice a shredded whisper. "I beg you, end it fast." Her words stabbed deeper than any knife. Eli froze, because she truly believed she was dying. And she wanted mercy. But Eli Mercer, haunted, lonely Eli Mercer, who had lost too much already, did the unthinkable. He refused. He chose life. Chapter 1, The Choice He Shouldn't Have Made. Eli lifted the wounded girl in his arms, her blood staining his shirt, her head resting against his chest. She tried to push him away, mumbling that he was wasting his strength, that she wouldn't make it to sunrise. But Eli just muttered, "Not today. Not like this." He rode back to his ranch as fast as the trail allowed. The sky was bruised, thunderheads rolling in like a warning. By the time he reached his cabin, rain had begun to fall, soaking them both. Eli placed her on his bed and lit every lantern he had. Her breathing was shallow, her skin cold. He had no doctor, no family, no one to help him. Still, he worked through the night, cleaning wounds, setting her shattered leg, stitching her torn flesh with shaking hands. At one point, she passed out and he thought he'd lost her. He whispered into the dark, "Don't go. Please, don't go." Thunder shook the windows. But she didn't leave. Chapter 2, A Stranger's Name. She woke 2 days later, feverish but alive. Her eyes, sharp, amber-colored, full of battle and spirit even in weakness, focused on him. "Why didn't you do what I asked?" she murmured. "Because no one's past saving," Eli answered softly. She studied him. A long moment passed. "My name is Tala," she finally said. He nodded. "Eli Mercer." Tala tried to sit, but pain twisted her features. "What happened to you?" Eli asked. Tala hesitated, a warrior deciding how much truth to give a stranger. "White Clay Gang," she finally whispered. "Raiders. They took our horses. Shot at us when we tracked them. I was separated from my people." Eli stiffened. The White Clay Gang had been a menace to settlers and tribes alike. And their leader, Braddock Clay, had a reputation worse than rattlesnake poison. Tala's voice cracked faintly. "I thought I'd die alone." "You didn't," Eli said. Her gaze softened, only a little. Chapter 3, Two Lonely Souls Under One Roof. Days became weeks. Tala stayed in Eli's cabin, slowly recovering. He cooked, cleaned her bandages, helped her walk again. She watched him work in the mornings, fixing fences, tending cattle. Tala, in return, taught him how to track, how to read wind patterns, how to sharpen blades with stone instead of steel. At first, they barely spoke. Eli was quiet by nature, a man who had built walls after the loss of his wife years ago. Tala was a warrior, proud, disciplined, carrying scars deeper than the ones on her skin. But silence has a way of revealing truths. One evening, as firelight danced across the room, Tala said, "You live alone, speak little, and sleep even less. What haunts you, Eli Mercer?" He paused. "My wife, Sarah. Fever took her years back." Tala lowered her eyes, respectful. "And you?" Eli asked softly. "What haunted you enough to want the end?" Tala's jaw tightened. "In my tribe, a warrior who fails her people carries shame heavier than any wound." "You didn't fail anyone," he said. "You don't know that." Eli met her gaze. "I know you're alive, and I know you're stronger than whatever tried to break you." For the first time since he found her dying by the creek, Tala's lips curved faintly. Not a smile, but something close. Chapter 4, When Thunder Returns. Eli woke one night to distant gunshots. Tala was already sitting upright, gripping the edge of the table, breath sharp. "It's them," she whispered. "White Clay." A group of raiders had been spotted near the canyons. And they were coming closer. Eli's ranch, just 2 souls inside, was suddenly the last place to hide. Tala looked at him with fierce resolve. I can fight. You can barely stand, Eli argued. Tala steadied herself on her wounded leg, teeth gritted. I may fall, but I will not hide. Eli stared at her a long moment. Then nodded. We faced them together. Outside, thunder rolled again. But this time, it wasn't from the sky. Chapter 5, The Unthinkable Second Time. The White Clay Gang rode in at first light, a dozen men with rifles and cruel laughter. Braddock Clay himself shouted, Mercer, heard you're harboring an Apache. Hand her over, and maybe I'll let your cattle keep their legs. Eli stepped outside. No one here belongs to you, he said. Braddock laughed. Then you'll die protecting someone who ain't even your kind. Before Eli could speak, Tala limped out beside him, spear in hand. I belong to no man, she said coldly. Braddock spat in the dirt. Suits me. I'll kill you both. He fired. The world exploded into chaos, gunfire, dust, screams, thunder. Eli took a bullet grazing his shoulder. Tala fell once, then rose again, her spear slashing like lightning. They fought side by side, breathless, driven by something bigger than survival. By loyalty. By honor. By the belief that no one deserved to die abandoned. When the dust finally settled, the White Clay Gang fled, leaving 3 of their own in the dirt and Braddock wounded, crawling away in shock. Eli and Tala stood victorious, leaning on each other, barely standing. Chapter 6, Tala's Final Choice. Weeks passed. Eli's wound healed. Tala's strength returned fully. Soon, her tribe sent scouts. They found her at last. She was going home. Her people welcomed Eli with gratitude, offering trade gifts and friendship. Tala walked beside him in silence until nightfall, when she finally spoke. You saved me twice, she said softly. Once from death, and once from my own doubt. You saved me too, Eli replied. I learned to live again because you walked into my life, even bleeding. Tala's amber eyes glowed in the firelight. Come with me, she said. Eli froze. Tala, your world is wide enough for you, she interrupted. If you wish it. He looked at the stars, breathing slow. After years of grief, loneliness, and silence, he realized he wasn't afraid anymore. He turned to her. I'll go, he whispered. And in that moment, Tala, the fierce warrior who once begged for death, smiled fully, radiantly. Because now she had chosen life too. Final message, what the story teaches. No matter how broken, lost, lonely, or wounded someone feels, their story is not over. And sometimes the person who saves you is the one you least expect.